fish on.
Really nice looking fish.
Woo! I love it.
That's a hog!
Woo! Oh yeah, bring him up to me. It's a nice fish.
Nice job. That is a tank.
Nice job, you two.
Lund Boats proudly presents the ultimate fishing experience. This week on Lund's The Ultimate Fishing Experience. Fishing legends Al and James Lindner target America's favorite panfish, the crappie. Most anglers know and love the annual pre-spawn crappie bite. But for many, along with maybe the winter basin bite, it's the only time they spend targeting this sporty panfish. These are classic crappie times, no doubt. But summer is another time frame that's an overlooked productive period. When weeds develop in early summer, crappie are often concentrated along weed edges and actively feed on the abundant baitfish. By using electronics to locate these schools of baitfish, crappies can be found nearby and in large numbers, making for a fun, productive afternoon of fishing.
One of America's favorite fish. Boy, are they fun to catch.
You know, in our business, we get to fish for a lot of different kinds of fish all over the country. And one of our favorite things to do is go catch some crappies when the crappie bite is going a little bit. And it's a good time of the year right now to start chasing crappies. They're bunched up pretty good.
No question about it. Al was out the other day and accidentally bumped into some fish. Bass fishing. The fish are set up on the deep weed line. They got done spawning probably about, a month and a half ago or so, but they're really stabilized and locked down on the deep weed line. So we're gonna go out and do some crappie hunting. One of the missions that everybody loves, no question about it.
Looking forward.
You know, it's sort of interesting when you look at crappies and bluegills. A lot of people target them in winter when they're concentrated together. Again, in spring when they're in shallow water and spawning. But the fact of the matter is throughout the summer months, they set up on the weed lines and they're pretty accessible, and a lot of people don't fish them. It's sort of intriguing to me that a lot of anglers don't fish crappies throughout the summer months, but you do have to do some electronics research generally to go find them, because they're actually positioned on really the spot we're fishing is a pretty big weed edges. You have to rove around and sort of scope out, use your electronics to figure out where the fish are positioned at.
The thing to remember when you find them this time of the year, you're not fishing 15, 20 fish. There's hundreds and hundreds on some structures. You know, there's that many of them. So it's really, really fun fishing. I like to throw some kind of plastic concoction on a jig head, you know, it could be as light as a 1/16 of a head to as heavy as an 1/8 ounce of a head, depending on wind and depth of weed line, the type of lake you're on. Some lakes could have a weed line that's 18 feet deep and another one that's 7 or 8 feet deep. That's like like we chose to go to today, a shallower lake with a shallow weed line, and the weeds aren't choked. They're semi-clumpy, so fish can navigate. You got a lot of fish can move through. They could feed actively in there, and it's just filled with bait up in the shallow water weeds now. Yeah, it's filled with perch minnows and little baby shiners and crappie minnows and bluegill minnows. Bait is all over the place up there, and often real high in the water column. Got him. Crap. Ooh, 2 of them with it. The other there, he had one with him.
Did he really?
Yeah, he had another one come up with him.
Wow.
You know, in a given season, you know, we fish a lot of different kinds of fish. Like I was saying earlier, all over the country, and we love crappie fishing. We really do. And we're in a little bit of a post-frontal bite right now. You know, it's a little bit crispy out. Not bad, but a little bit crispy. You know, these fish, you might see a little bit more activity, you know, as the day goes on a little bit. The mood of the day, you know, they don't sit there and chew all day long. You know, you can catch them, you scrounge through them when you get into some pretty good pods. And you got bite windows like you do with every fish. Yeah, you know, you see a little window of time, you come on one structure. Now these fish might be down a little bit here, not real active on this area we're fishing. We're gonna run fish 2, 3 other areas. You could pull another area and the whole school is lit up like a Christmas tree.
You know, the crappies got done spawning probably about a month and a half ago or so, and the weed lines are relatively highly developed right now. In this particular lake, this is actually sort of a moderate to a darker water lake, so the deep weed line is about 8 foot of water. So that's the pivot point. That's what a lot of these panfish, whether it be crappies and bluegills, are really keying in on. You know, some of our other lakes, you know, where, I mean, you got really deep, clear lakes, like 12, 14 foot, that's the edge you want to follow. So it really depended, but what I'm saying is the pivot point is the deep weed edge. Al's got another one.
Good one. Feels like a better one.
Ooh, there's a biggie. Hot crops.
Yeah, another thing about these weed edges like this, that's a little bit better fish.
That's a nice
jumped
fish.
Up
Wow.
Jumped up a little bit. These fish, I like weed lines, you know, that are not solid, clumpy walls of weeds. You like clumps, patches of weeds. And those crappies, when they get in those areas, it gives them a hunting space. Clumpy mats of weeds are better than massive, tight walls of weeds where you just can't get to the fish. So you want those kind of clumpy mats. And when the fish are really active, they come above, you know, they're cruising above it, or a little bit out, or a little bit down. When they shut down, they kind of hunker. You might have four little patches of weeds here. You might have 20 crappies sitting in there. Then it's sparse here, you go a little further down. There might be 10 in this patch, 4 in this patch. But they like patchy weeds better than real tight. It's simply because you can get a bait in front of them. That's got a lot to do with it.
Closed captioning is brought to you by Mercury Marine. Go boldly.
There he is. Yep. Ooh, whop crop. There you go. Beautiful fish. Come here, buddy. Look at that. Nice. These guys here. It's this crappie's lucky day. He's not going into the live well. We're gonna let her go today. We're just on a fun mission here. Come here. We'll get her back in the pool here. Come here, buddy. That one there was sitting pretty slow. He hit it a couple of different times.
Did you spot lock?
Yep.
Okay. Got him. Got him. Crop.
Crop?
Yeah.
It's a whop crop. That's, wow. Is he a nettable? Yeah. There.
Just on the bubble of a net.
there,
It also thinks he's a bass.
Yeah. Look at that.
He also thinks he has bass tendencies.
There we go.
We're gonna get a couple of these really big ones. I know the lake we're on, and I know how many big fish are in it. We got eaters, nice eaters. You know, in my career, I've been in this game a long time. And the majority of my career has been spent in a Lund boat powered with a Mercury motor. Boy, have we seen some changes in boats and motors over the years since I'm way over 40 years working with these companies. You know, I tell them at meetings, hey guys, I'm one of your oldest employees. I got to get a little respect from you. And they laugh, but it's a true story. One of the oldest employees they got. And what a relationship we've had with Lund and Mercury. Phenomenal, and for our businesses too that we're involved in. And the boat models, like at our office, there are some days in our office you come in, it looks like a Lund Mercury boat dealership, and we've got sizes of motors and styles of boats that all of the guys use for different kinds of fishing. Once we got into the walleye tournament business years ago, it took the design of the boats, because we started getting on big water like the Great Lakes and the Missouri River system and Lake of the Woods. We got on big water. The entire concept of a boat design changed drastically. Hulls, designs for rigging, the reinforcement of the transom. Every year, Lund got better and better and better, made every boat, every design, kept tweaking and tweaking and tweaking. Today, I believe we got the best variety of fishing boats for any kind of fish you want to fish for anywhere in the country, especially this boat that we're sitting in today. It's one of their top sellers. Why? Fishermen love it, and it fits a lot of fishing situations anywhere in the country.
You know, over the years, we fished in a lot of Lund boats. This particular model, the 1875 Impact, is one of our favorites, and for a variety of different reasons. This boat is really designed for multi-species fishing. Today, we happen to be fishing for crappies. Tomorrow, we might be fishing for walleyes. The day after, we might be fishing for muskies, trolling. We might be vertical jigging for lake trout in deep water. But we use this boat, I mean, the basic configuration of it, you know, we don't fish one way.
Right there, right there.
Yeah.
Good one. This got a little more feel to him.
Wow, that can't be a crappie.
Yeah,
there.
it is.
Wow,
Yeah, that's a little bit better one. I'm sorry to have interrupted you there. I don't want to lose this one. Come here, guys.
There you go.
Well, that's getting a little bit better.
Yeah, a nice one.
Ooh, wait till you see this baby. You know, Jim, we gotta get some still photos. I think we're gonna keep, you know, we gotta keep a few of these and get the live well on. I had fresh crappie dinners 2 nights ago, otherwise. Look at the size of these live wells. They have what I believe is one of the best live well systems in the industry. They have fine-tuned, Lundners fine-tuned their live well system to keep fish alive. You know, because so many guys fish tournaments these days, crappie tournaments, walleye tournaments, bass tournaments, and they have just mastered the art of the live well.
As Al was saying, we've been fishing in Lund boats for many, many years and fished in a lot of these different models. To tell you the truth, this is one of our favorites. This is the 1875 Impact. But this is really, truly a versatile boat. And when you look at the way this boat is laid out, it's really designed to do a lot of different things. Whether you're fishing off the bow, you're fishing off the back, a trolling configuration. It's got big casting platforms, rod lockers, sports track for, you know, sometimes we're catfishing, sometimes we're muskie fishing, sometimes we're crappie fishing, sometimes we're walleye fishing, sometimes we're salmon fishing, sometimes we're trout fishing. By the same token, if I wanted to, I could go home, put the ski pylon on, and pull the kids around in tubes and water skiing, which I do. But this is a really nice boat that's really designed for a wide variety of on-the-water activities. There's one. I got me one. Ooh, I got a big one here. Al's been sort of boxed me out. This could be a real one here, Al.
It is.
Yes, it
Getting
is.
better.
Look at that guy there. Whoa. Wow. Come here. Boy, that's a biggie.
Yeah, nice one.
Whoa. There you go.
Some of them think they're bass, Jim.
Thank you, sir. Oh boy, look at that guy there. That's a
He's
real.
putting the little shoulders on
That's a
him.
real crop. Beautiful fish. One of America's favorite fish. All across North America, the crappie. Boy, look at that, how fatty he is. Real nice thickie. We'll get her back in the water. Pretty fish though. Come here, buddy. Come here. That's a pretty fish. You know, a lot has changed in fishing over the years, and one thing that has really dramatically changed is panfish rods, reels, and lines. This is a St. Croix Legend Elite panfish rod, and this is a fabulous rod that's really designed for casting really lightweight baits. It wasn't that long ago when you pick up a panfish rod, it'd be like a fly rod. It was super soft. It really didn't have any action. This particular rod actually has a extra fast action, a beautiful taper on it that enables us to cast these lightweight baits a long ways. The other thing is the line. That's a big part of the fishing game today. They have this like nano braid, and just even the lures. I mean, it's just amazing how things have changed throughout the industry for every different aspect of fishing and every different fish species. A lot of the tackle, rods, reels, line is actually pretty specialized for the given situation or different species of fish you happen to be fishing for.
That's perch. Those are some crappies underneath them. Those are schools of perch, clouds of perch. That's exactly what these crappies are eating, these young of the year perch. There's just clouds and clouds and clouds of them. and they're still up in these weeds. That's why these crappies are on these dark water lakes. They're like any fish. They are where they are for one reason after the spawn: food, pure and simple. I've seen another one of those fish.
I got one.
You got
Whoa,
last time, really good one.
Biggie. Wow, look at that one there. Wow, that's a whopper. Wow, look at that one there. Ooh, man, that's a real big one. This one here, get her in the net. We'll just sort of get her.
Yeah, well, that's a picture take.
Yeah.
In fact, I'll assist you. I'll take it off for you.
That's very nice. I like that.
You like that?
Yeah, I do.
We got to get a few for photos for sure. And we had directions from the home front. Guys,
Yeah.
we need pictures of crappies. And that's a good thing. So we'll start getting a few in here.
I got another.
You
big
got a
one.
netter? One
Yeah,
of
this
them.
is another. This is a real tankerini. Wow. This cannot be a crappie.
Oh, it's a rock bass.
Is it?
Bluegill.
Great big
Oh,
gill.
big
Look at
gill.
that. Big. Boy, we're on big panties. Look at that guy there. It's a real pretty one. Look at that thing. Look at that thing there. Beautiful panfish. I was gonna say bluegill when I set the hook on it. Boy, that guy was tough. He really was. We'll get her back in the water. Pretty fish. Look at how fat he is. Maybe we'll keep her for stills too, Al. You know, let's put her in the pen. Yeah. Okay.
He's almost a pug nose.
Yeah, I like him. Boy, he was a tough customer. He was. I was going to say, if that's a crop, he was a real Boston Bulldog.
Uh-oh.
Oh, wow. I don't know what this is.
I do.
Wow. Wow. This has got to be a walleye, Al. Yeah.
Looks like a walleye.
Yeah. What if it's another giant bluegill?
If that's a gill.
It's a gill.
It is a gill.
It's another giant
gill.
Giant gill. Boy, this is my new favorite spot. I'm telling you. Wow, look at that thing.
Wow.
Look at that. A real tubbo. Look at that. Wow. I like them big gills we're on here, Al. Is that sporty? Beautiful fish, though. Look at that darn thing. Look at how big that gill flap on there is. Beautiful fish. We'll get her back in the pen. Come here, buddy. Look at that darn thing. Beautiful fish. Look at that darn thing. Whoa, man. This is my new favorite spot.
Look.
Okay.
You keep catching them on that
I got the
too.
gill pattern
You start getting
down.
gills like that.
Do you know where I'm catching the gills at? The bottom. Really close to
hitting the
down
bottom?
on the bottom. Yeah, I'm fishing it real slow on the bottom. I mean, they're crabby. Yeah, when them big gills hit it, those crappies, they're hitting it sort of softer.
Yeah, they just.
Boy, that bluegill, they just pound it. Just boom. Crop. Biggie. Here, buddy. Wow, that's a good one.
That's a good one.
Yeah, that's a better one there. Come here, buddy. Ooh. There we go. A little bit better one. Boy, these fish are really sort of chunky guys. They got a lot of food in this lake.
A little bit better next year class.
As in any fishing, electronics are a big thing for finding them. And for today, actually, the biggest thing is initially we're using a map. When you zoom off the map here, you'll notice that we're on a great big point. And I actually have this point, the depth highlight at the specific edge of the deep weed edge. In this particular lake, it's about 10, 12 foot of water, but whatever lake I'm on, that's what I would actually put my depth highlight, because that'll give you a good idea, at least the outline or the shapes of these different big points, the inside corners, sharpest drop-offs along these weed edges that really have the tendency to gather crappies at this time. The other thing that we're going to use a lot of is 2D sonar or down imaging. In this particular case, you can see this is actually some deep weeds, but this is suspended small perch that are about this big, and a lot of these crappies are feeding on these small pods, or I should say these big pods of immature perch out on the tips of these points at this time. And then every once in a while you'll see one of those guys go through, and that's probably Mr. Crappie.
You have more than one right there, right there. Ooh, ooh, ooh. If that's a crop, big crop, big crop.
That's like
big
a
crop.
nettable model there.
That's what we're here
that's
for.
That's a whopperino.
Even up in our part of the world, that's the kind we're looking for.
Yeah, that's a tank.
Now, those of you that fish down south might not think too much of a fish like this. You say, oh yeah, that's a nice crappie. You know, we catch them like this all the time. Up in our part of the world, she's one of the queens of the pond. And that's a biggin up here. That one's almost under the boat, guys.
Yeah.
Sitting right here. That's the kind that we had. You had numbers of big fish. When you see a 15-incher come in, then you really see one. You knew when I set the hook, that one, you felt that.
Got him. Yeah, maybe. I don't know what this is. It's a crappie. It's a biggie.
Oh, yeah.
Look at that. Biggie. Look at that thing. Wow. Wow. Holy mackerel.
Need a netter? Oh, man.
Wow. That's a biggie. Wow. Look at that guy there. Whoa. Beautiful fish, though. You can see why they're one of America's favorite fish. Boy, are they fun to catch. Numbers of them. They grow fast. They're great eating. And they're just a fabulous sport fish. Beautiful, beautiful fish, no question about it. Al and I like fishing for everything, but we definitely love our crappies.
Thanks for joining us. If you'd like more information, check out lundboats.com or these other online outlets.